Hi everyone, welcome to Hack on Live. And today we have a really special guest, Mara, with us, who is a coach from MLH and also an intern at Microsoft. So, hi Mara, welcome to the session.
Hi, I'm very excited to be here. It seems like the whole community is phenomenal and just excited to learn, which is what I'm all about.
So, the session is about creating a Discord bot. So, over to you, Mara.
Hey, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen a little bit. If you see me like looking off to the side, I just have two screens. I'm going to be looking off to the side a couple times. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get set up. There we go. So first of all, as already mentioned, we will be going over how to create a Discord bot. We're actually going to be using Python, and we're going to learn how to host it for free 24/7. Usually when I kind of start these workshops, I always love to learn a little bit about everyone who's watching. So I'd love to see, everyone's favorite color in the chat. I know personally as you'll probably be able to tell, I really like pink and yellow. Those are probably my top two colors. But yeah, so pop your favorite color in chat. I always love to see it as we go. Okay. Also, that being said, my name is Mara Hart. I stream on Twitch specializing in coding content. It's mostly a time for us to kind of code together, work together. I also have a Discord where I do bi-weekly challenges, as well as, just having general fun game nights and just inspiring each other to, work harder, do our best. If you see in the top right corner, that is my Twitch username. So it's twitch.tv/MaraDrinksMilk. It's also my name down here. And then my Discord and my LinkedIn are all on the right. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Just say that you met me through this stream from Hack On 2.0. But also a little else about me is I'm currently in university. I'm a computer science major at the University of Virginia. I'll be graduating, hopefully, by the end of the year in December. And I'm also currently a returning SWE intern at Microsoft. And in the fall, I'll be a design automation intern at Intel. And I see we got a couple favorite colors. I feel like black, purple, they're pretty solid choices. Okay, so first of all, it's kind of like, why are we learning how to use a Discord bot? I don't know about y'all, but ever since we kind of went remote, I found that my classes, my clubs, my organizations, everything was going online, and for some reason onto Discord. So it's about the shifting demographics on Discord. There's more people getting on there, and there's more of an audience to reach. And then also, once you're on Discord, it just makes it a little bit easier to have things like bots, because by having automation, you're able to do a lot more, a lot faster, so you can just focus on having fun. And if we're thinking from like a monetary setup, people do pay money for Discord bots. So if you're ever looking to kind of go into a more consumer market where you want to, show off your skills and maybe make a little cash off of it, Discord bots are one way to go. It's also pretty quick and easy to set up. We'll go over a couple basic commands today. I'll show you how you can set it up, and then from there you can go on and hack your heart out. Right. So first of all, the number one thing to do is we have to go ahead and create a test server. The way you do that is go ahead and pull up Discord. Once you pull up Discord, and if you go to the sidebar, scroll all the way down, you'll see in the bottom left, there is a little plus. Click that. That's going to say add a server. You're going to go ahead and then click create my own. You're going to customize it however you want. I just go by the default name, say test server, and then go ahead and create. And then if you did it all right, you should see the fourth image where it just says, welcome to your test server. I'm going to give you all a little time to kind of get that set up. I know not everyone has a test server, so I already have mine all set up, so I'm ready to go whenever y'all are. Yeah, looks like someone's stream company is Microsoft. Honestly, me too. I am incredibly blessed to have this opportunity to work for them. But, to give a little bit about my story, I actually ended up applying my first year of college. I was so new to everything. I just applied to the Explore program. I literally, I went to their career fair. I talked to a recruiter, and I literally did not hear anything back for a year. And so the next year I went back and I reapplied. I talked to a recruiter beforehand, showed them my resume, had them, give me feedback on my resume, made those changes within the hour, sent it back to the recruiter. And luckily at that time, I'd also made a friend who worked at Microsoft from my university. So when I reapplied literally in July for the summer, for literally a year later. And I was lucky enough to, start the process in July, finish in October, and have an internship for the following summer. Okay. Looks like someone's always waiting for. Oh, thanks. I do love to stream wherever I can. Again, Twitch link up in the top left corner. But yeah, I'm happy to stream for HackOn, LH, literally whatever. I'm just so excited to meet all the different hackers. Okay. So what's up? Okay, I'm assuming by now y'all have had a chance to create a test server. Again, to reiterate the steps, pull up Discord, click that plus in the bottom left. It's the same way you join a server, except instead of joining a server, you're just gonna click create my own, and then go ahead and customize it. You should have that screen in the bottom right. Okay. Oops. Okay, so this part, we're gonna go a little bit more towards setup. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen here and go ahead and share my screen so we can do this together. Okay. I know it takes a clicking around a lot. It's okay, we're getting there. Okay. Sorry, I just got a new desktop setup. Fun fact, I did move. So I'm just getting used to everything right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share now. Okay, so we're on a new tab. It's all fine, it's all dandy. And then we're actually going to go ahead and go to discord.com/developers/applications. So go ahead and go to discord.com. I don't think I can actually send it into the chat. Yeah, I don't think I can actually send it in the chat, but it's discord.com/developers/applications.
You can send it in the private chat and I'll paste it in the main chat.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go to discord.com/developers/applications. Oh, thanks for the congrats on the setup. I'm actually still working on the dining room table. I just moved locations. But now I have a webcam, so it's very fancy. But essentially now that we're at this page, discord.com/developers/applications, you're going to see all these different apps I've worked on. These are largely a lot of workshops, even a little bit of hackathon projects. This one actually, the Hackable was very fun. I actually won a prize for that one. But chances are for you, if you've never made a Discord bot before, this is gonna be all blank. That's a-okay. We don't mind if it's blank. That's exactly what we want. So we're gonna go ahead and click new application here. And we are going to make our first application. You're gonna see all my different names here. I'm gonna call this one HackOn 2.0. I usually, when I'm leading these workshops, I usually name them whatever is the hackathon I'm working on. But if you have a specific idea in mind, you can change it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just create now. Okay, so as you can see, we can also change the application name if we want, but that's something we can always decide later. Okay, so now that we've gone ahead and we've made our application, we have yet to, bring it to life. We have to bring it onto Discord. So what, we have an app, we don't have a bot quite yet. And the fun fact is, if you go to the sidebar, you'll see that there's a button that says bot, and that's 100% what we're going to click. Okay, so now we're here at build a bot. Bring your app to life by adding a bot user. That is actually exactly what we want to do. We want to bring our app to life by adding a bot user. So all we're going to do is go ahead and find this button right here, and I'm going to click it, add bot. Okay. Everyone keeps saying like good evening, which I think, I think this is like what, 8 p.m. IST. I'm right now in sunny California, and I woke up at 6:30 to get prepped. But right now it's like, what is it? It's like 7:41 for me right now. Or 7:41 a.m. Okay, so now we're on this page. It says bot, a wild bot has appeared, build a bot. Essentially, we've created the bot, but we haven't really set it up yet. All we're gonna do, really, this part, probably easiest, we're going to go to the second tab, this OAuth 2, click that one. And we're gonna go ahead and scroll down. We're gonna scroll down to the OAuth 2 URL generator. We're going to go down to bot, let it know that we need the permissions of a bot. And once we click bot, you'll notice that something else gets generated, this bot's permission right here. Typically, you want to keep the permissions limited to what you're actually going to use. I'm going to make it an administrator just because, we're practicing. I don't want to have to go back and change permissions. And I know that I'm the only one using the spot, and I'm also the one that controls the spot. So I'm okay with just having an administrator. Okay. But that being said, administrator is a very strong permission to give a bot. So make sure that, because it allows you to do a lot, allows you to bypass private channels. And you want to make sure that if you are doing admin, you really do need that permission. Otherwise, that might affect whether or not others are going to use your bot. Okay, so now we've gone ahead, we've clicked bot, we've clicked administrator, and we're going to go to this link right here. I'm just going to copy it. All right, perfect. Then I'm going to open this up in a new tab and make sure that I also share that tab. One of my gripes about StreamYard is I use StreamYard a lot, and it doesn't let me, what's the word? It never lets me just seamlessly share. I always have to like stop sharing and reshare. So sorry to the Hack-On team who has to keep adding my screen share into the stream. Yeah, so whenever you're ready. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so here, we're gonna go ahead and paste that link. It's just gonna be like some Discord API link, whatever. And it's gonna send us to a page that if you ever used a Discord bot before, this is probably gonna look very familiar. It's essentially just saying, oh, hey, you wanna add this app? This is the name, Hack-On 2.0 bot. It tells me what I'm signed in on, and if I were to add to a server, it has to be something that you have permissions for, the managed server permissions for. That's why I created a test server. I also mod a bunch of Discords. But if you do not have a test server, make sure that you go ahead and just make an empty server that you're in charge of so you can test bots. Okay, go ahead. You're gonna notice, so I found a server. I'm gonna go ahead and continue. And then you'll see that it's gonna list all the permissions we need to give it. I'm just giving it administrator. Again, this is very powerful, and I'm only doing this because this is my bot on my server. If it was any other situation, I would really pay attention to whether or not it needs to be administrator and what specific permissions I actually need. Go ahead and authorize that. Then I have to go ahead and confirm, I'm human, click that. And then once that all loads, we're all good. Oh, thank you for the avatar. Yeah, it's from MLH. MLH, if you haven't had a chance to work for them, they always they make doodles for all of us coaches, and it's adorable. It's my favorite thing. My favorite thing about working there. Okay, so now you'll see that is authorized, which means now if I go to my bot server, I should see it now. Okay, so this, at this point, I'm hoping is my last stopping my screen share. So give me a sec, and let me transition to Discord really quick. Actually, I lied. This workshop is going to be a lot of screen sharing back and forth between Discord and some code. So I just want to show you all really quick what this looks like. So in a sec. Okay, so we'll see on my Discord. I am a test server on my different Discords here, but I have my bot test server right here. I have a channel that I plan to be testing the bot in just so I don't spam everything else. And you'll see that, I actually have a couple bots here. This, I'm not gonna lie, I did not make that. That was just for me to play some music, but this was from another hackathon. This was a hackathon that I worked on. And this is our bot right here. We see that right now it is offline. That is a-okay. That is what is to be expected because we have not yet hosted it, okay? So, everyone's so friendly in chat. Ooh, I missed one from Sohir. I do chatbot development, and I have developed chatbots for web, Slack, and Telegram. Excited to learn Discord bot development. Yeah, no, we're gonna go over like the pretty basics today. I'm doing it in Python. A lot of other people like using discord.js, which I feel like is a little bigger for like a 1-hour workshop if you don't know JavaScript. So there's definitely different ways to try it out, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn something. Yeah. Okay. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and start coding. I know coding, that's what we're all here for. So we're going to, let me share my screen again. Okay. I know it's down, I'm going back and forth. Okay. There we go. That we should be on that for a little bit. Okay. Let me read the chat. Can we automate friend requests from user account? Actually, I don't know. I don't think we're allowed to friend request. I think whatever we do has to be done like in the server. I know we can DM, but I'm not sure about friend requests because that would mean that like you can't make yourself do anything. You can only make the bot do something. I don't think the bot can have friends, unfortunately. So when asked where do I belong from, I'm assuming that's where like I'm from. I'm currently in California, but I was born and raised in Virginia, United States. Sorry, I'm like looking down here because that's where chat is, but my webcam's up here. I'm like trying out all the different webcam positions. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and let me zoom out. Okay, we're gonna go to Replit. I'm gonna go ahead and log in. I'm gonna log in via my GitHub. Let me go ahead and also send this into the private chat. Replit essentially is an online IDE. For me, I find that it's a great way to host my code online, and it's really great for workshops because that means I don't have to figure out if someone is working off of Atom, working off of Visual Studio Code, is working off of Sublime, whatever. It can just be really basic. We're all in the same environment, and if anyone ever gets lost, I can share my code with them as well, and they can click through it. Okay. So once we're here at replit.com, that's replit.com. Hack-On Foundation just sent it into the chat, so go ahead and pull that up as well. Obviously today, if you can't tell from my reasons, we will be working with Python. Fun fact, my one and true love is Python. I'm not perfect in it, but I have like a very strong foundational knowledge because actually the first job I ever got that had to do anything with coding was TAing my intro to programming class at my university, and we used Python. And I TA'd that class up until like this semester when I started getting busy. It was honestly such a good time. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a sec to sign in, sign up, sign on, whatever. But whenever you're ready on replit.com, you see a similar screen. You're gonna go ahead and click Python. I'm going to name it Hack-On 2.0 bot. I'm gonna make this public so that way y'all can see it. It really doesn't matter if actually you do need it. No. Yeah, Doesn't really matter if you make it public, private, whatever. But I make it public. I like to make my things public because I'm very like educational. So I'm going to go ahead and create a REPL. I have had a debate about how this is spelled or pronounced. I think it's Replit. I think there's literally a blog post that tells you how to say it. Okay. So now we are here. We are at this screen. I'm going to give y'all a sec, to get set up. If y'all can do me a favor, actually, to help with pacing, can you go ahead and send a yes, I am there, or no, I am not? So like, yes, I'm on this page. No, like, I'll be there in a sec. Something like that. That way it helps me out. Oh, I forgot to drink my coffee. I made it like 30 minutes ago. Every time I drink coffee, I realize I don't really like it. I just like the caffeine. Okay. Looks like we've got one person saying, yes, they are there. Anyone else? Or is there anyone else that you need to wait for? I'm happy to do so. That being said, if at any point during this workshop I'm going too fast, going too slow, whatever, I'm happy to speed it up, slow it down. This is your workshop. This is about you. So just let me know. Okay. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, so one last thing that we'll have to do to actually get connected to our bot is we're going to go back to our Discord developer portal. We're going to go to our bot and, scroll up. We're gonna go to our bot and we're actually going to get this token. So if y'all don't know what a token is, it's very, it's very similar to like an API key. Essentially, it's a password to your bot. So in order for your code to know what bot to connect with, it needs a token. This means anyone with your token is able to add code to your bot and host it and control it, which means that we do not want to share our tokens. Don't share them. Don't post them online. Don't post them on GitHub. None of that, okay? We want to make sure that what we're doing is as safe as possible, and we want to hide our tokens and API keys and all of that. I just want to let you know that, I'll be sharing my token, but that's because I'm doing this in an isolated bot test server. I trust y'all to not try to hack me. I just hope. I think y'all are good people. But I also, more importantly, will be regenerating this token right afterwards. So it doesn't matter too much. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy right here. So gone ahead and copied the token, button turns green. We're going to go back to the Replit. We're going to go to this lock button. On the left-hand side, it's going to be your secrets. So essentially, that's one way that we can get around not showing our password. I'm going to paste. I'm going to name this token, all capital for the key, and the value, I'm going to paste my token in there and press Add New Secret. Basically, and then if you scroll down, you can kind of see all the different secrets right there. Let me make this a little bigger. So essentially what this is going to do is this is making a secret file that isn't going to be shared publicly. It's only shared to you, so that way you can hide things like secret passwords, like any private information you don't want out publicly, even though you're sharing your code publicly. Okay, so it looks like we have to add an import, and then we have to add an environment variable. So I'm just going to click this, insert, and then I'm going to click insert, which is really nice and easy. That is not where I wanted it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and move that down. Okay. I'm also going to rename this variable instead of my secret to just token. Yeah, so now we have a way to get our secret token, and now we're ready to rumble. We're ready to rock. I can't think of any else our hype words. But okay, next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a lot of typing. So first things first, we've gone ahead and we've imported OS for the secret variable, but we also, most importantly, need to import Discord. This is going to go ahead and connect us to the Discord library, so we have access to everything that we need for today. Okay. Let me also go ahead and share this. I always forget how to share this. I think if I just send you all the link, you should be able to. Okay, let me go ahead and send you all the links. So if at any point you want to see, my code, you're then welcome to. Okay. So now we've gone ahead and we've imported Discord. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and access, get a bot set up. So I'm going to create a variable that says bot equal to discord.client. This is basically saying, hey, we're going to set up a bot. This is what the variable is called bot. Make sure that you pay attention to this. We'll be using this variable a lot as we go on. Let me open up comments again. Then next up, we're going to do @bot.event. And this is basically saying hey, pay attention to what's going on. We're going to do async.def on ready. This is basically going to say hey, whenever our bot is ready, go ahead and do whatever the onReady function says. So I'm going to say print, we have logged in as 0.user in the curly brackets, and then we're going to format bot. Okay, so a couple things we'll go, I'll make sure that we go back here to kind of explain it. We're essentially just making a print statement saying we've logged on as a specific user. We're just using an F string here. We're just formatting it. And so that way this is going to be when it's ready, when we run it, turn it on, it's going to say, hey, we've logged in as this username. And that's it. It's just letting us know that it started. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm assuming that y'all know Python. I'm happy to explain the Python syntax. I don't think someone who doesn't know Python can't do this workshop, but just let me know if you are someone who knows Python or not. I'm very happy to explain a couple extra steps. But yeah, just let me know in chat if you don't know Python. All right, and no shame, honestly. We're all learning, and Python is a great language to also learn. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do another bot event. And this time, we're going to do async def on message. And we're going to put message there. And if you're not like me, you want to go ahead and make sure that there is an enter here. Okay, so what is @bot.event? This is basically letting your bot know, hey, something's happening. When something happens, check out this function. So what we're doing here is the Discord library has a lot of great stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't have to think about. We're just doing some very basic Python commands, very basic if statements, honestly, that help us get to where we need to be. So this is why I say this is super beginner friendly, because it is, we don't need to know a lot. @bot.event is just saying, hey, there's something happening. When this thing happens, I want you to run this function. So it's paying attention, it's listening to whatever's going on, and whenever there's a message, on message, it's going to do whatever this function says. And this function is going to say, if message.author = bot, you're going to return. The reason that we do that, oh wait, Avinash, hey. Sorry, Avinash, homie. Okay, I'm chilled in my Discord. So if message.author = bot, we're gonna go ahead and return. So the reason that we're returning is just saying hey, if the bot's in this message, don't worry about it. If the bot's in this message, we're gonna go ahead and get out of this function. I don't want to respond, because if we somehow make a command where the bot says the command, we're gonna end up in this loop over and over and over again, and we don't want that. Okay. Then we're gonna go ahead and say, we're gonna make another if statement. This is going to have, our basic command in there. We're gonna say if message.content starts with, and then we're gonna say whatever I'm deciding to use at this point. What do I want to use? I'm going to use $sign and hello. I probably have another bot that uses that, so you want to keep your prefixes distinct, but just because I run this workshop a lot, I'm just going to keep it the same. Then we're going to do something that says await message.channel send, and we're just going to say hello. Okay, so the reason what's going on here is, we've checked to see if the author was the bot. If the bot sent the message, the bot's the one respond. Then what we do is we look at the message that was sent, we look at the content inside of it, and if it begins with a certain phrase, a certain command, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wait because this takes time to process. So it's asynchronous, we wanna wait for it to finish the process before moving on, otherwise we'll run into errors. We're going to look at the message. We're going to figure out what channel it was sent. And in that same channel, we're going to send our own message called hello. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get that set up. Okay, so I'm hoping everyone is here right now. I think y'all are pretty fast. So I don't doubt y'all. Okay, so then all we gotta do at this point is we've gotta go ahead and run our bot. So we're gonna get out of this function. We're gonna go to the bottom here. We're gonna do bot.run, and then we're gonna go ahead and put token in here. It's basically saying like, hey, run the bot that corresponds with this token. And then I'm gonna go ahead and click run. Okay, so the really cool thing, another really cool thing about Replit is that if you notice what's going on is I had a bunch of things downloaded. I had Discord downloaded, that module, and I did not have to worry about it. I did not have to pip install. Replit already did that for me, like automatically, and that's what I wanted. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm catching up on chat. At event, I believe is like an API to help with, help connect to the Discord bot. Okay, so we have logged in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna switch screens again really quick, just because I gotta go back to Discord. Thank you to everyone who's bearing with me right now. Okay. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is, as soon as my Discord pops up, we're gonna go ahead and we'll see that the hack-on bot is actually online. Right? I'll wait a second. Where did we set the token for enviro? Okay, that I will answer as soon as we pull up the Replit, but you'll see that there is a button on the side that has a lock on it. When you hover over it, it's gonna say secret. It's gonna have a lock on it. Click it, put token in all caps in the key, and then paste your token into the value. Okay, so anyone able to add my Discord to the screen? Sorry, okay, thank you. All right, cool. I appreciate it. So sorry if you ever see that. I don't have permissions right now, so thankfully the Hack-On 2.0 team, the Hack-On team is great, very helpful, and helping me share my screen and everything. Okay, so we'll see that now this bot is no longer offline. It is online, and it's right here. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and send $hello. And we'll see that Hack-On 2.0 actually says hello back. That's immediate. And it's as easy as that. We've made a Discord bot, it responds to something, that's it. If you wanna think about use cases on how we can do this in the future, or like how we can improve on it is that if a message contains a certain word or starts with a certain word, maybe it's a frequently asked question, and we want this bot to answer it. It's like, oh, what is what is Python? And it's like, oh, whenever it hears Python, go ahead and say like, Python is a da 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 da. It's like a high-level programming language named after a snake, really great for beginners, used for machine learning and data analysis, and just answer the question. That's just one use case. I'm sure there's several y'all can think of. So let me know if there's, I don't know, based on just this, what do you think you'd be able to work on? It also looks like we have requests to go back to the token, so I'm happy to do that. I'm so sorry, I will be changing my screen back to the code. This is probably going to be the part of the workshop where I'm going to go back and forth a lot, so I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Make sure I share the right window. Okay, thank you. All right. So first of all, how you get your token. Your token is on your bot page. You can click to reveal your token. You can copy it like that. Or honestly, what I do is I just click copy right here. And then what you're going to go ahead and do is you then go back to Replit, and you see that there's this button right here, all the way to the left. And you're going to see that you have secrets. At this point, you name the key whatever you want. I'm going to name it token, and you paste the value right in here, and then you add a new secret. This essentially, because you don't want to share your token, it's like a secret password for your bot. You don't want to share your token, so you want to put it separate from your code. The cool thing about environment variables is that they don't have to be shared, but they can be accessed wherever. So this environment variable is when you're sharing your code, you are the only one who can see it. Okay, so on this Replit right here, I'm the only one who can see it. If you come check out my code, you'll see that I do token equal OS envir token, but you don't actually know what this token value is. And then whenever you're ready to add the environment variable, go ahead and click add new secret. I already added it, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. What the work of await? So I'm assuming it's what exactly does await do? So essentially, there are two different kinds of. So await, what's going to happen here is that message.channel.send takes a second, to get working. You want to make sure you are trying to send something, and it's not going to be instantaneous, something like, a calculation. Typically with APIs, you have to hear back. So what we're doing is we're waiting for the message to send. So for the bot to look at the message, figure out what channel it's in, and then go ahead and send whatever's in here. And then we're waiting to hear back on whether or not it worked or didn't work. And so await is making sure that not only do we say hey, go do this, but we hear back and we go, okay, it went well. All right, next up. Okay. So we're gonna go over a couple more things. Okay, next up we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna show y'all, we're gonna use a little bit of string manipulation. If y'all know Python, it won't be too hard, but we're gonna start at the same thing. We're gonna say is message.content.starts with, and then we're gonna go ahead and say echo. We're gonna go ahead and send literally the same message back. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to send message content, make sure that's spelled right. And one thing I want to say here is that, if I send message content, it's going to include what this echo is right here. So the way I want to avoid that is I want to index it. I know echo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 characters long. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. I'm going to put some square brackets to say, to index to tell Python where I want to start my string. I'm going to say 5 and colon. Basically, the syntax says, like, take the string that we're given and start at the 5th index, so right after echo. And then a colon and then a blank entry means that you're just going to go on until the end. What I can also do here is if I have any spaces, I can go ahead and do dot strip. All right. So this is just string manipulation. If you work in any kind of thing that you have to use strings and you need to clean them up, I highly recommend learning some string manipulation. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead, and I will be switching back to Discord in just a second, but I'm going to go ahead and stop and then run this again so I can make sure I run with the new code. It's going to go ahead and tell me that it's logged on, which is perfect, exactly what I want. I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen. Really appreciate you helping me out. Okay, and we're going to go back to Discord. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do that same command. I'm going to do echo, go, this is the message that I want. And we'll see that another bot that I made also has the echo command. One thing I want you to notice is you'll notice that neither of these have spaces. So if I can go ahead and let's do something like this, message. So a bunch of white space, and actually that strip method I added to the end gets rid of any surrounding white space, so it just starts with my message content. So that being said, strip only gets rid of what's at the beginning and what's at the end. It doesn't get rid of things in the middle. So if I try to do something like this, it's still going to have that space in the middle, which is perfect, what I want. Okay. If I did not have the number 5 to index it, it would have included this right here, and therefore been a little messier. Okay. Looks like we have a quick question of how to add a bot to server. So I'm going to go ahead, go back to the code. I'll show how to add a bot to the server, and we'll go back. We'll go to our next command. As y'all can see right now, these are pretty simple commands, to be honest. This is Workshop is meant for you to kind of get started, get your feet a little bit wet, and show that, creating a Discord bot, not as hard as it may seem. I think a lot of people might be intimidated, especially if you're a beginner, but it's a great way to get started. Okay, so quickly, how we can go ahead and add a Discord bot. So first of all, make an app. Once you make an app, go to your bot, make sure you build a bot. Then we're going to go back to OAuth 2. We're going to scroll down, we're going to click bot right here. Then we're going to go ahead and click administrator. We're going to take this link right here, and we are going to paste it. Go to that link. It's going to be like, hey, do you want to add this bot to your server? And that's all it takes. Okay. Just for sake of time, we'll go ahead and we'll do something not necessarily with just sending text back. Let's do something else, make it something for us. Okay. Let's do 2 commands at a time. Actually, because I think they're both a little bit different. The first one kind of talks about mentions. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if mention content starts with hi, we're going to say, we're going to go ahead and say await message channel send, hey. Then we're going to do this syntax right here, which is basically what Discord does every time you mention someone. Leave that blank for now. It's just that. So this syntax right here is going to be an arrow, an @ sign. You're going to have a bunch of numbers which correspond to your user ID or whoever's mentioned user ID. And then you're going to end with this arrow right here. And that is what happens every time you tag someone on Discord. Okay, so first we got to figure out what we want to put in here. So something that I think is super cool is that, you can say message.author.id. So this right here is basically saying, hey, take the message, take the user that actually wrote the message, and go ahead and get their ID. Once you get that, it's going to go ahead and allow you to, have the bot message you back. So let's go ahead and stop that, run it again. Let me go ahead and just share my other screen. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just send that in. Get that through. Oh, it looks like something that I forgot to mention. We do have an error, is that you do need to typecast it because it is an integer, because it is a user ID that's a bunch of numbers. Python is going to recognize that as an integer. You do need to typecast it. So let me go ahead and send that fixed code into the private chat. If you don't know what typecasting is, it will be sent in just a sec. Okay. Hey Ash, we're going to be wrapping up in probably about 15 minutes, but what we're doing now today is just going a little over Discord bots and some basic commands that we can do to get your feet wet before you get into some big things. Okay, so we'll see that if I go hi, the bot actually mentions me back. So if I click that, I can even see me right there. And look, it even has my twitch.mara.fyi there. Okay, so now we go back to the code. I know, it's a lot of back and forth. I really appreciate all the help. Okay. Cool, thank you. So if you see right here, my error actually is that I did not typecast. I did not make this a string. It's super easy. Just do str parenthesis message.author.id and another parentheses. So this part right here, and you won't get an error. Okay. So this is really cool. I'm able to have the bot mention me, but what if I want the bot to mention the people I mentioned in my message? So the way I can do that is there's actually a part of your message, there's a mentions list. What I can say is for mention in message.mentions, I can go ahead and await message.channel send. This should be kind of, a pattern here. I'm actually going to copy and paste this right here. And instead of message author ID, I'm going to go ahead and make this mention ID. So what's going on here is this this message right here has a list of mentions. So if you at anyone inside your mention, the Discord PY is going to go ahead and take all of that and put all of all the users you mentioned into a list. All you're doing is iterating through that list, calling every iteration a mention, and you're just sending so for each mention, you're going to go through the list, and you're going to go, hey, and then tag them by getting their ID, then you go to the next mention, and then you're going to tag them by ID. So I'm going to go ahead and stop, and to kind of show you what that looks like. We're going to go back to Discord. We're going to go, I'm going to start tagging a bunch of random bots, just to kind of show that. So what you'll see happening right here is it's going to, first at me, because that first thing in the if statement says, say hey to the author. And then after it, go ahead and look through everyone you've mentioned and send a separate message for them. So say, I go ahead and I just copy and paste this again. You'll see the same thing. It's just going to be in the same order. This is really great if, for some reason you're automating something and you want, notification system, and you want certain people mentioned or certain roles mentioned. You're going to go ahead and do that as well. What's a role I have? Let's do tester role. So we'll see that right now, it doesn't work for roles, it only works for users, but that's something that we can add on into the future. So if it is like notification system, you're able to get that going as well. Okay, so now one last thing. We're gonna learn how to make a text channel. Again, this is actually pretty super easy. This is actually pretty super easy, but I'm looking at Yasha's right here. I'm sorry, I'm about to change the screen again. Yasha's message right here. When I started creating a Discord bot, instead of starts with, I applied a string manipulation algorithm from scratch. You know what? Honestly, that's the best way to learn. Definitely easier ways out there, but that's the best way to learn, because I bet at that point you're like, I really know what's going on. And learning's important. Okay, so now we're gonna add another if statement. That's what we're gonna do here. This is gonna be a bunch of if statements. And though I enjoy using discord.py for discord.py, whatever you'd like to say, for workshops and things like that, because I do think it's a lot easier to learn how Discord works. I do also highly recommend, if you're interested in getting further with it and JavaScript, highly recommend learning discord.js, just because I think it's a little neater to work with. Okay, so last command, we're just going to call this channel. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to make a channel name that does a little string manipulation. And similar to what we did with echo, we're going to do that with the channel name. We're just going to say 8.strip. Again, what this is going to do is this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, no, did I count right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then not 8. This should be 9. Yeah, okay, that is 8. Okay, so that should be 9. So essentially what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to use this command called channel. And if we use this command called channel, whatever follows after it is going to be the name of our channel. And then I went ahead and stripped it, so there's no white space before and there's no white space after. Then all we're going to do is this is one line, okay? If await message.channel.category.create text channel, and we're going to feed it the channel name. So what's going on here is essentially all we're doing is, let me go ahead and make this all in one line. We don't need this to be that big. Okay, so essentially all we're doing is we're taking the message, we're finding the channel that it belongs to, then we're finding the category that it belongs to, and we're creating a text channel. So this is basically saying like, hey, wherever this was sent in the same category, add another channel by this name. Okay, we're going to stop. We're going to run, and we are going to go back to Discord. Ooh. Okay, I do appreciate y'all taking time to bear with me and all my screen sharing needs. Okay, so now we're here, and we're gonna go ahead, and I want y'all to look right here. Okay, I want you to look right here. This is where the channel's gonna pop up. I'm gonna say HackOn 2.0. And we'll see that it actually popped in a channel. It actually cleans up any spaces that aren't meant for you. This being said, the reason that 2 popped up for me is because I have 2 bots that actually have this command, so that means I'm gonna have to delete this twice. But for you, it should only be 1 channel created. So as you noticed earlier, this bot right here actually does everything. So but it's also administrator, so I can't make it do stuff. So then I can make channel. I can do this is a space. It actually goes ahead and adds in those hyphens for me and makes sure that it is a valid name and does all the replacement. So now if, maybe I'm setting things up and maybe you're setting up your own hackathon and you want channels for each individual team, something that you can do right here, if you want to do it kind of manually, you can say the team's name, or you can have teams create their own channels, or you can do this with friends. It's honestly just kind of a small thing that gives you a stepping stone into something bigger. This point of the workshop is not for you to learn how to make a very intensive app right now within just an hour. The point is for you to, get your feet a little bit wet. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the one thing that y'all have been waiting for. We're gonna go ahead and get this running for free. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to we are going to go back to this window. And there's two things that we're going to do here. So what's happening is we're going to use a website called uptimerobot.com. I'm going to go ahead and send that link in the chat, just because links are always useful. We're going to use Uptime Robot to allow us to, get started and keep it going. So I'm going to log in, if I remember how I log in. Oop. Okay. Let's actually not do that. Let me log in, not in front of you. I do use my spam email for this, just so I'm not sharing my email everywhere I go. But okay, now we're back here. So what you can see here is I have a bunch of monitors. It's going to take a sec to load. Okay. So what I do is I have a bunch of monitors here. Essentially what's going on is that Uptime Robot will ping your web app and make sure it stays active. It'll ping it between 5 minutes to like a bunch of hours later. And it's also going to give you a record of how long it stayed on. So this is the last workshop that I did, and we'll see what the response is like. So we'll see that, in the last 24 hours, it's 100%. This isn't perfect. It does, go down sometimes, but the number that it goes down is very minuscule. And, if you're not paying for it, I'm pretty appreciative of it. Okay, so the way we do that is we go ahead and we add a monitor. We make the monitor type HTTPS, and we give a friendly name, let's say Hackon 2.0, and then we give it a monitoring period interval. We're going to say every 5 minutes. And then for the URL, we actually don't have a URL yet, so let's quickly take this on. So I'm going to make a file called stayawake.py. This is actually something that I got off the free code camp. It was phenomenal and a great way for me to get started. I'm actually, for time's sake, I'm actually going to copy and paste this and then also send it in the chat so that way y'all get to see this too. This right here, to kind of explain very basically how it works, is that you're making a, very basically how it works is you're making a Flask app just so there is something for Uptime Robot to hit, to wake up, to activate. If you get this from the chat instead of just typing it yourself, you want to make sure that all your spacing is right. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to tab everything to make sure it's all good. And then if you notice anything weird is happening with your quotes, where it's not the correct color, go ahead and delete the quote and retype it. Okay. So again, copy and paste that. It's probably gonna, yeah. Sorry, I'll also resend my link to this code. So if you just want to straight up copy and paste it from that might be a little bit better than the chat. You should be able to click that and pull it up. But now what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to stop. We are going to run this. And we'll see that nothing happens because we've made this file and we haven't done anything with it. So next up we gotta do, which is last step for code at least, is we're gonna go back to our main file. We're going to import, so this right here is our stay awake function, and this actually runs the app, the Flask app, the web app. We're going to actually, from stay awake, import stay awake. The same from the stay awake file, we're going to import the function called stay awake. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Or, yeah, actually, I'm just going to put it up here. I'm going to go ahead and just run stay awake. And it's basically saying like, hey, let me get the Flask app running. So we stop, we run. I'll take a sec, but it should be good. Let me just check over everything really quick, because I don't know if copy and pasting may have messed me up. Go ahead and clear this. Oh, wait. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and run this. Again, give it a sec. But essentially what's going to happen is we're going to have a screen up in the top right pop up that actually has a link to it. That is going to be the link to your web app. It's now hosted on Replit, and we can feed that link into Uptime Robot to keep your bot going. Okay, I think my computer has decided at this point it will be slow. So I'm going to go ahead and reload, see if that helps. There, it's going to take a second. And shout out to everyone who stuck with me for the extra couple minutes and wants to learn a little bit more. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let everything load before I try pressing run. Okay, so we'll see now it's adding Flask into our packages, and it's going to take a sec. But once it's done, it should load us up a screen, and we can copy and paste that and add it to our monitor. So, all right, there we go. We'll see that we have this link up in the top. It just says, hey, I'm awake. And I'm going to take that link. I'm going to paste it right here. I'm going to create a monitor. And I'm going to create a monitor. And I know you can't like see, like you can see right here that, it's created. You just have to trust me. If you go back in like a week or two, it's still going to be up. Okay. So this is a great way, a great workaround to keep your bot constantly running for free. Okay. For free, which I love. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to, we'll come say, I'll go ahead and put in my closing slide, just if you want to come say hi or whatever, you are very much welcome to. Go ahead and get this set up. Okay. So my computer decided now is the time to be slow. Okay, but I'll just go ahead and let me share this stuff here. Just kind of close out. I just want to say thank you to everyone who came, who listened, sent stuff in the chat. I really hope that y'all have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about how to get started with discord.py. But I'm going to send some links in the chat. So if you want to come, I'll be on Twitch very soon. I'm just chatting, saying hi. And so, yeah, I'm just going to send a couple links into the chat.
I just share it and.
So yeah, so thank you for tuning in. Twitch on the top right, my Discord on the right, and my LinkedIn as well. And I hope to see y'all past HackOn 2.0. I can't wait to see what great projects y'all do.
Thank you, Mara, for taking out time for this session. I hope we all were able to deploy the bot on Discord. If you have, you can tweet about it and tag Mara, or post it on LinkedIn and tag us, so we know that you actually did follow the workshop. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining in the session. Thank you, Mara, for your time. See you at HackOn.
Bye, y'all.